Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, going to be talking through some MLB player props I like on Prizepicks for today, for Friday, August the 19th. We do have, a typical Friday night slate where we have a lot of games. I think we have a full 15 games today. We do have one early game. The Cubs are playing. I think every time the Cubs play at home on Friday nights, it's always an early game. So we have one early game today. But we have 14 night games, so there's a lot of games today, a lot to choose from. Been looking at the board for the past 45 minutes to an hour since Prizepicks posted their pitcher props, and I found three props that I really like for today. So we'll talk through the three props I like for this Friday night slate. Just before we do get started, guys, we'll recap our plays from Thursday. And man, we had a great day Thursday. We gave out 3 picks on Thursday, hit all 3 of our plays. So hopefully you guys did tail the picks on Thursday. We had a 3-0 sweep on our free plays. And also on our Patreon plays, we had a 3-0 sweep on Patreon as well. For those of you guys that are new here, I do provide additional Prizepicks plays every day over on Patreon. If you enjoy these YouTube videos, if they help you out a lot, if you've been tailing the picks and you want to get more plays from me, check out the Patreon, link down below in the description. I give out usually anywhere from like 3 to 5 additional plays each day, depending on how much there is that I like on the board for that day. Gave out 3 picks on Thursday, give a full write-up for each play. You can see the 3 picks I gave out. All 3 of these picks hit. Also, I give out my favorite 2 picks of the day. So my Patreon plays plus the picks I give out in these videos, I combine them all together and I try and come up with my 2 favorites out of all those picks. And I will share those on Patreon as well. Obviously, our top 2 plays both hit 2 on Thursday. So it was a great day Thursday. We hit our 3 plays on YouTube. We hit our 3 plays on Patreon. Had a full 6-0 sweep on the day. So yeah, guys, great day Thursday. Let's try and do it again. If you guys want to check out the Patreon, get all the additional Prizepicks plays from me, check it out. Link down below in the description. $20 per month gets you access to my MLB Prizepicks plays each day. Also, when NFL season gets here in a couple of weeks, I will be providing DFS content again. Decided not to cover DFS content for MLB this year, but when NFL returns, I'll be making DFS content again. I'll be doing that for NBA season as well. The DFS content, it is included in the membership. It's $20 per month. That gets you access to everything. Also gets you access to our Discord chat. So yeah, check that out if you're interested, guys. But let's talk through our plays for Friday. Real quickly, hit that like button if you do enjoy these videos. Hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And also, if you are new to Prizepicks, if you guys have not signed up for Prizepicks yet, definitely get over there, sign up. Make sure when you do sign up, use promo code Noah. They'll match your first deposit when you do sign up with my promo code. Prizepicks, they're obviously a player prop based site. They offer a lot of props in a lot of different sports. Obviously, they have MLB props. They have NFL preseason going on right now. They have props up for that. CSGO, soccer, PGA, college football, or CFL. Obviously, college football starting up soon. They have props already up for college football. So there's a lot of stuff you can do on Prizepicks. A lot of sports you can dabble into. You can do multi-sport entries. It's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend you guys get over there. Make sure that when you sign up, use code NOAH, so that way you get your deposit bonus when you do sign up. But let's talk through our 3 plays for Friday, guys. We got 3 props, 3 pitcher props I like for today. We did play some hitter props on Thursday, and obviously our hitter props did hit Thursday. Hitter props, they can be volatile, but I did like those spots for both Marcus Semien and Anthony Rizzo. They came through for us. No hitter props yet for today. Maybe when the full board gets posted, maybe I'll post some hitter props I like. I'll post those on Patreon. But for this video, we're going to talk about 3 pitcher props, specifically 3 pitcher fantasy scores. So the first one that I'm looking to target is going to be a guy in a really friendly matchup, and that's going to be Graham Ashcraft. And we're going to be taking Graham Ashcraft's over 27.5 fantasy score going up against the Pirates. This is all a matchup play for me. Graham Ashcraft in a really good spot here against a Pittsburgh team that strikes out a ton. If you look at where the Pirates rank this season against right-handed pitching, 25.1% K rate, which is tied for 3rd highest in the league, only behind the Angels and the Tigers. And when you look at their offense, I mean, this Pittsburgh offense is just dreadful against righties. They have the 3rd worst batting average. They have the 3rd worst on-base percentage, 3rd worst slugging, 3rd worst OPS. ISO, they're 23rd in ISO. WRC plus, Pittsburgh's 3rd worst in that category as well. Not only do the Pirates strike out a ton, but they don't really hit the ball that well. I mean, they're just not a good team. There's not really many hitters in this lineup that you're scared of. A lot of these guys strike out a lot. I mean, you look at the K rates for these Pittsburgh hitters up and down the lineup, you just see super high K rates. I mean, the guy with the lowest strikeout rate in the projected lineup is Ben Gamel, and Ben Gamel's strikeout rate is 22%, which is above league average. There's guys in here with 30% K rates, 28% for for Cruz. Yeah, obviously Marcano 30%, Greg Allen 30%. There's so many strikeouts in this Pittsburgh lineup. Their offense is not that good. I mean, they're one of the worst teams in baseball. Now, Graham Ashcraft, I mean, he's kind of been up and down this year. He's not pitched super well, but I will say that he has pitched better as of late. Over his last 5 starts, he has gotten 28 fantasy points in 2 out of those 5 starts. And a couple of these matchups, he's had some tough spots. Like he faced the Cardinals. He got 26 fantasy points against the Cardinals, racked up 8 strikeouts, but he did give up 4 runs. But then he's faced the Marlins twice. He pitched really well against them, 33 fantasy points. Faced them again, had 44 fantasy points. Last 2 starts, he's had 23 and 26 fantasy points against the Brewers and the Cubs. I think against this bad Pittsburgh team, I think with how much they strike out, like this could definitely be a spot where Graham Ashcraft's able to get maybe 4 to 5 strikeouts. He's not a super high K guy. Like you look at, he only has a 14.9% K rate this year. It's really weird that he throws really hard. Like he has really good velocity, but he doesn't really get strikeouts. It's kind of odd. But this Pittsburgh team, they just strike out so much that I definitely think this could be one of those starts where Ashcraft is able to get like 5 or 6 strikeouts maybe. But hopefully he's able to pitch deep into the game. He's been able to do that lately. He went almost a complete game against Miami, went 8 1/3 innings. Again, when he faced Miami, he went 6 2/3 innings. In his last start against the Cubs, he went 6 1/3 innings. So I'm kind of banking on Ashcraft going 6 innings, hopefully getting a quality start. If he goes 6 innings, gives up 2 runs, and gets 4 strikeouts, that would put him at 28 fantasy points. And that's kind of what I'm looking for from Ashcraft today. I'm basically hoping he gets a quality start with a few strikeouts. And if he does that, that's probably going to be enough to go over his fantasy score. Maybe he's able to get a win as well. Right now, when you're looking at the odds for this game, the Reds are slight favorites, barely going up against Bryce Wilson. Bryce Wilson has not pitched that well this year, so maybe the Reds can give Ashcraft some run support. Ashcraft can maybe get a win. That's always on the table, but I think a quality start with 4 to 5 strikeouts is what I'm kind of hoping for from Ashcraft today. And I think against this Pittsburgh team, one of the worst teams in baseball, he can get that done for us. So that's our first play today, over 27.5 fantasy score for Graham Ashcraft. And then our next play, going to go to Brady Singer. And I'm liking Brady Singer's over 33.5 fantasy score going up against the Rays. This is another matchup play for me. The Rays so far this year against right-handed pitching, they're another team that strikes out a ton. 24.7% K rate, and their offense is not very good either. You look at where Tampa Bay ranks offensively against righties, 23rd in batting average. On base percentage, Tampa Bay is 22nd. Slugging, they rank 26th. OPS, they rank 25th. ISO, they are 22nd. WRC plus, Tampa Bay ranks, they're a little bit higher in WRC plus. They're about middle of the pack. But most of their numbers are like bottom 10 in the league. Most offensive categories, they're bottom 10 in the league. And obviously their strikeout rate's really high. This is definitely a team that, anytime you face Tampa Bay, there's always going to be upside. And Singer, he's pitched pretty well this year. He's got good strikeout stuff. He has a 25.5% K rate this season. And I just think in this matchup against this Tampa Bay team with how much they strike out, this is definitely a spot where we could see Brady Singer rack up some Ks. I think his K prop for today is currently sitting at 6.5. I think it's a 6.5. Yeah, it's a 6.5. I have a feeling like if Brady Singer goes over his K prop and gets 7 strikeouts, it's going to be really hard for him to not get 34 fantasy points with 7 strikeouts. I want to say that he's gotten he's gone over 34 fantasy points like every start where he's had 8 strikeouts. But let me pull up his game log real quick just to confirm that. So he's had 7 strikeouts or more once. So he had 49 fantasy points that one start. One start he had 10 Ks, 55 fantasy points, 12 Ks, 55 fantasy points. There was a start where he did have 9 Ks, but still 35 fantasy points. 8 Ks, 38 fantasy points. 9 Ks, 58 fantasy points. So every start where he's gotten 7 strikeouts, he's also gotten 34 or more fantasy points. So I would much rather play fantasy score instead of Ks. And there's also been some starts this year where he's gotten less than 6.5 strikeouts, but still gotten 34 fantasy points. So I think the over 33.5 fantasy score definitely looks a lot better for Singer. Don't expect him to give up many runs here. I mean, this Tampa Bay lineup against righties, they're not that good of a lineup. They don't really offer much power. They're towards the bottom of the league in ISO, kind of as we mentioned. There's some low K guys in here, like Yandy Diaz doesn't strike out much. Harold Ramirez, he's back in the lineup. He's kind of a low strikeout guy, but Lau, 23% K rate, 26% K rate for Orozarena, 23% for Peralta. And then the bottom of the lineup, that's where you really get a lot of strikeouts. 27% for Choi, 27% for Walls, 31% for Siri, 29% for Mejia. I think it's a really good matchup for Brady Singer. I think it's one that he should have a lot of success in. He has already faced Tampa Bay once this season, and he dominated against Tampa Bay. He went 6 innings, only gave up 1 run, had 12 strikeouts, and finished with 55 fantasy points the last time he faced the Rays. So I like this one a lot. I think it's a really good matchup for Singer. I think this 33.5 fantasy score looks really appealing. Like, even if Brady Singer goes or gets a quality start with like 5 or 6 strikeouts, that's probably going to be enough for him to hit his fantasy score. Like, even if he goes 6 innings and gives up 3 runs, but still gets 7 strikeouts, which is basically what he's projected for, 6 innings with 7 Ks and 3 runs allowed, that would still put him at 34 fantasy points. Because obviously giving up 3 runs or less, you still get the quality start. So I just think this line's definitely too low, especially for the upside the Singer has in this matchup. And we saw him, just dominate against this Tampa Bay team earlier this year. Wouldn't be surprised if you see another, good start from Brady Singer here. So that's our second play for today. And then third and final play, going to go to one of the late night games. Really liking the spot for Tyler Anderson, and I'm taking Tyler Anderson's over 34.5 fantasy score going up against the Marlins. So this is a matchup that I've targeted all season. You guys probably know this. The lefties have been just destroying the Marlins this year. The Marlins have been by far the worst team in baseball against left-handed pitching. They lead the league with a 28.4% K rate against lefties, and they're basically dead last in every offensive metric. They have the worst batting average, they have the worst on-base percentage, worst slugging, worst OPS, second to last in ISO, and they're dead last in WRC+. Their numbers are just dreadful against lefties. Tyler Anderson, he's pitched pretty well this year. He's got pretty good numbers. Does a really good job at limiting hard contact. He's able to induce a lot of soft contact, get a lot of ground balls. He's not a super high strikeout guy. Like, so far this year, he has just a 19% K rate. But as you can see, he has a really low walk rate. Hard hit percentage is only 29%. That's what he's best at. He's best at just limiting the hard contact, limiting the barrels. Just getting ground balls, getting soft contact. He's usually able to pitch pretty deep into games. I think it's very likely that he goes 6 innings, gets a quality start. And just because of how much this Marlins team has been striking out against lefties this year, maybe this is one of those starts where Tyler Anderson's able to get 6 or 7 strikeouts. I think his K prop for today is currently set at 5. I was debating taking the over 34.5 fantasy points or taking over 5 strikeouts. But I was looking at his game log. Every start this year where Tyler Anderson has 6 strikeouts or more, so every start where he's gone over his K prop for today, he's also gone over his fantasy score. And there have been plenty of starts this year where he's gotten less than 5 strikeouts, but still gotten 35 fantasy points. Just because he can pitch deep into games. Usually he doesn't really give up many runs. I don't think against this Marlins team, with how bad they've been against lefties this year, I don't think this is a spot where we should expect Anderson to give up many runs. And, obviously he plays for a really good offense. He plays for the Dodgers. The Dodgers are always a threat to put up a lot of runs every night. Right now, looking at this game, the Dodgers are minus 250 money line favorites. So I think it's possible that Tyler Anderson's able to get a win here too. So a quality start with the win almost certainly would put him over his fantasy score for today. And I think he can definitely do that. I mean, the Marlins have just a 2.9 implied run total. They've been terrible against lefties. The Dodgers are big favorites, so a win is obviously possible. I just think it's a really good spot for Anderson. I'm targeting the friendly matchup here. Anderson, he's shown some upside this season. He has multiple games over 40 fantasy points. He had 56 fantasy points earlier this year against the Angels. He had a 58 fantasy point game against Washington. He hasn't pitched as well as of late as he did earlier in the year, but he still had a really good season. He's still a very good pitcher, and the matchup is just too good to ignore. So that's what I'm liking for today, guys. Our 3 plays are kind of all going to be matchup plays, targeting Graham Ashcraft in a really good matchup against the Pirates, targeting Brady Singer in a really good matchup against the Rays, and then targeting Tyler Anderson in a really good matchup against the Marlins. Just kind of hoping these guys can have some success in their good matchups and obviously hit their fantasy scores. But let's try and get another clean sweep for today. We hit all 3 of our plays on Thursday's slate, and obviously we hit all 3 of our plays on Patreon as well. Had a 6-0 day overall on Thursday. It was a great day. If you guys are tailing these picks, I do wish you the best of luck. Hopefully we can hit these 3 plays again, get another clean sweep. And if you guys want to get more Prizepicks plays from me, I do provide those on Patreon. I give a full write-up for each play that I'm on each day. You can check that out if you are interested. I also give out my favorite 2 plays of the day, so a 2-pick power entry that you guys can run. That's all provided on Patreon. Check it out. Link down below in the description. $20 per month gets you access to everything I provide on Patreon. Plus, it gives you access to our Discord chat. But good luck tonight, guys. Thanks as always for watching the videos. Hope you did enjoy. Hit that like button. before you get out of here, hit that subscribe button too. Make sure to check out Prizepicks as well. If you have not signed up for Prizepicks yet, use promo code NOAH. When you sign up, get your first deposit matched up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. But yeah, guys, good luck tonight. Thanks as always for watching. Enjoy your Friday night, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.